Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show. Engines prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring, time to go. Thank you for joining, the spotlight's aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV, let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlights. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight.
All right, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We've got another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. We're in, where are we today? Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, USA, for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's YOTAOUTLAWZ Late Model Series. As you can see on your screen, it will be Dirt Pro late models here at Lincoln Speedway. Real Frismic in the Twitch chat. Yo, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Ty, thanks for the like and the share. Good luck out there today, mate. Could today be the day? Let's get down to the track details. The leaderboard, you can see there's 17 drivers on the leaderboard, but there are 18 drivers registered. Chris Potter has not yet got out on the track. to get a time in. But Chris Standridge, we see a lot of familiar names that we haven't seen over the last couple of days back. 14.672. Josh Roberts, second quickest, 14.727, 14.741 for Kent McLean. John Bennett, 14.742. That is Triple Groove Racing, second, third, and fourth. Travis McDonald, fifth quickest with a 14.875. Only 0.003 of a second slower is Ty Dalman with 14.878. We don't have race sound on the screen, Bob. Let's get that up there now. Where did we get to? Mike Butler in seventh with 14.897, 14.929. Brett Vanderwood. Mike Davis, his quick time in practice, 14.941. And Wayne Bridges with the top 10 time, 15.038. 0.002 of a second slower. Randy Swan past Randy Dixon with a 15.040 and 11th. Bryce Freeze, who did join us in the commentary box yesterday. That was awesome to have him up here for the race. 15.074 out on the track tonight. Brian Angel, part of the Yoda Outlaws crew, bringing us this late model series here tonight in 13th. As is Chris Standridge, sorry, yeah, quick time. 15.085 for Brian Angel. Jonathan Foxworth, our B-Main Bandit, 15.157 and 15.158. Kelly McCallan in 14th and 15th respectively. 16th is Dawson Potter with a 15.209. 15.359 for Mikey Mixter in 17th, and our 18th driver has got a time on the board. That's Chris Perrotta, 15.600. How are we all today, guys and girls? Last race of the racing week. Let's have a look at the schedule for today's race. It will be a 6-lap heat race with the winner going straight through to the feature. We will have a 15-lap consi to decide the rest of the lineup, and then a 50-lap main event to decide our overall winner. So, going to be a good night of racing here with the late models. 15.024 seems to be approximate quick time at the moment out there. That's Josh Roberts, and that's only, a little under 0.3 of a second slower than his quick time. See Chris Standridge, 15.639 and 14.672, almost a full second slower. Sorry, I see if it coming out of nowhere then. About 3 minutes in practice remaining. We're not going to see any real quick times. We might see one or two drivers potentially join at the race late, just in time for qualifying. But for now, it does look like 3 heats of 6. Pole position in those 3 heats if we were to qualify in this time in these orders. Chris Standridge, Josh Roberts, Kent McLean, our top 3 quickest guys. Stand starting to fill up good. The sun has set, lights are on. That's how the sun goes, isn't it? Seem to be missing a few other common names. Chad Football is definitely one of them. Practice almost wrapped up. Just a minute and a half to go. The boys just getting as much lap time in as possible to get ready for qualifying. Qualifying is going to be very important today. 18 cars registered for tonight's race. Winner of each heat will go straight through to the feature. The remaining 15 vehicles will race it out in the consi. Brian Angel, good luck out there. Currently running 13th with a 15.085 with a 15.303 last lap. Not that far off of your quick time there. Good luck for the Yoda Outlaws boys. This, of course, the Yoda Outlaws late model series. Race night, he says in the chat, most certainly is. Last one for the racing week. We'll be back again Sunday night American, Monday morning Australian. Kelly, good luck. Also out there on the track tonight, Camouflage Beats over at YouTube at Bing Bong. Bing Bong indeed. Who are you here to see, Camouflage? Or are you one of those guys that's sort of come on over from... No, you're on YouTube, so I imagine if you're from our other little online community in Twitch. But welcome in, brother. Welcome in. If you are just checking this out, this is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. They race 4 races over 3 nights. They're an American online racing simulation using iRacing.com as our chosen racing method. Different divisions each day. Today it is the YOTAOUTLAWZ Late Model Series practice wrapping up here at Lincoln Speedway. Our late model is about to switch on over to qualifying. Triple Groove Racing though, second, third and fourth quickest. What can they do in qualifying? Alright, there we see the 00 Mike Butler, YOTAOUTLAWZ driver. Behind him, that's the 11. Who is the 11? Bryce Freeze. Wayne Bridges, Kent McLean, Brian Angel, Mike Butler, we already said he's out. Oh, a little bit of contact almost there between the 75 and the 00. It is on the track live qualifying. You don't go out solo and do your own times, or you're not out on the truck privately in your own session. You are live qualifying with the other drivers in a racing situation. So no chance for warm-ups. You've just got to get out there, get up to speed and get it going. Randy Dixon 15 at 4:41 sets quick time first. Mike Butler, John Bennett, Brian Angel, Mikey Mixter. Those times just came flooding in so fast. 15 at 4:41, Randy Dixon to that quick time with a 15 at 4:94. Kent McLean, no, 15 at 2:97, 15 at 4:23 for Travis McDonald. No, that was Mike Davis. Travis McDonald was a 15 at 4:19. Pushing Randy's 15 4:41 back to fourth quickest. Hundredths of a second slower, John Bennett 15 at 4:5:1. Just like that, our fields were set in basically a minute and a half, minute 40. That was so quick. Those times just came flooding in. Kent McLean, Triple Groove Racing, did get quick time 15:297. His closest teammate was John Bennett in fifth, 15:4:5:1. Josh Roberts down in 12th with a 15:5:7:2. That looks like qualifying absolutely done. Everyone, 18 cars getting 2 laps of times in just over 2 minutes. 3 minutes allocated, so I don't know if they'll run it out the full 3 minutes, just so the boys can have stretch at least, fill their drinks, get themselves comfy, ready for heat 1. But we are just about to get ready to start our racing action. There we go, jumping on over. Let's get our grid up on the screen before we get to our first of, it looks like 3 heat races, 6 apiece, 6 laps. So it'll be Kent McLean and Randy Dixon on the front row. Chris Sandridge and Brian Angel, second row teammates, should hopefully help them play out a bit. Ty Dalman and Jonathan Foxworth on that third and final row. good to see Randy back in regular rotation in the field. Haven't seen him on the track in quite some time. So Chris back, he wasn't here the last few nights. Seen Ty just continually improve each night. Jonathan Foxworth is due a big win. It's going to be a good night. Good Heat 1 battle here. I'd normally suggest it to be follow the leader because the track will be tacky, but a lot of these guys are good in the tack and can make a race out of it. So Pace Truck's left the track. The boys have come down that backstretch into 3 and 4 for that last time before we get this one green and racing. Go Randy up high, Kent down low. You'd normally give it to the high line driver, but Kent no slouch down low. However, Randy does seem to have that run through 1 and 2. But look at Kent, slider line up into the high line. Almost 3 wide, angled for that race lead there. Kent McLean, Chris Stennis, Randy Dixon. Now it's Chris and Randy. Now they're going to battle for second and third. Randy falls back to third as Chris slides up in front of him. Brian Angel tied down man, trying to also sort of follow suit down low, coming up onto Randy Dixon here. I feel like they might be up to race speed by now, however. Ken McLean still out race. Leader Chris Standridge on the second. There is Randy Dixon, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, and Ty Dalman running out our 6-car Heat 1 race here. Coming up, well, we don't have a track map at Lincoln, I just noticed. Did update the software today, so unfortunately the track map as we get the white flag lap. That will score our feature start. He's going to go straight through. Standard Randy Dixon, Brian Angel, Jonathan Foxworth, and Ty Dalman. Still got one more race to go with the Constellation B-Main to come. But let's get the official results for Heat 1 up on our screens. So Ty Dalman for Dirty Boy Motorsports in 6th. B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth 5th. YOTAOUTLAWZ Brian Angel finished 4th with Randy Dixon in 3rd. YOTAOUTLAWZ teammate Chris Andrews in 2nd. But Triple Groove Racing's Kent McLean got the job done. We'll go straight through to the feature for the pole position start. Who's going to line up alongside him? Will it be Travis McDonald or John Bennett on the front row of this Heat 2 battle? Could it be Bryce Freeze or Mikey Mixter from lane 2? Lane 2? Row 2, Bob. Row 3 will be Dawson Potter and Brett Vanderwood. Did I say Brett or Brent? I meant Brent. Sorry, I'm halfway through. I've had a coffee, but I'm halfway through that Red Bull. Oh, the wrong screen there. And that one, and that one. All right, Heat 2 is about to get underway. Pace Truck's leaving the track as the boys come out of 2. They'll go down the backstretch into 3 and 4. As they come out of 4, they will fire and get this one going. Justin, Team Allison in the chat. Let's go, dude. Let's go, dude, indeed. Who are you here to support, Justin? Let us know, brother. We'll make sure they get the highlights. We are off and racing that low line. A little bit of contact there between the 11 of Bryce Freeze and looks like the 88 Travis McDonald. I think Dawson Potter got caught up in that as well. Brett Vanderwood, Mikey Mixter side by side for 2nd and 3rd as if nothing happened behind them. Brent's going to continue on with John Bennett, our Triple Groove Racing teammate in the racing lead. If Triple Groove Racing can get the 1 and 2 start here tonight, that is going to put a pressure on the rest of the guys on the track, as well as Josh Roberts in Heat 3. We've got back up to race speed. It is John Bennett, Brent Vanderwood, Mikey Mixter, the 3, the back 3, the 4, 5th and 6 cars, Bryce Fries, Travis McDonald, Dawson, Potter round out that field. Just 2 more laps to go. White flag lap, John Bennett, the Heartbreaker, Triple Groove Racing's middle line bandit. Can he keep this one going? Triple Groove Racing, of course, Kent McLean, the low line driver, Josh Roberts, the high line driver. This man, he'll race it anywhere, but picks up the Heat 2 victory. Congratulations, John Bennett, Triple Groove Racing. As we await Heat 2's results on our screen, here they come. All right, KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 6th, Travis McDonald at 5th, Bryce Freeze in from Odiga Mafia 4th, bottom feeder Speedco's Mikey Mixter in 3rd, Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood in 2nd, but Triple Groove Racing's John Bennett is our Heat 2 victor. Now, I just remembered something. Heat 3, Mike Davis, Mike Butler, front row. 2nd row is going to be Chris Potter and Josh Roberts. 3rd row will be Wayne Bridges and Kelly McKellen. The problem with that 1, 2, 3 start here, they can qualify 1, 2, and 3, Triple Groove Racing, but they will not start 1, 2, and 3 in the feature race regardless. So even if Josh Roberts can take this one out, he will start rear of field. He was our winner last week at Lernerville. So as is a customary trait in the Knuckleville iRacing, Knuckleheadz, holy cow. The Knuckleheadz iRacing League. It is customary for the winner of the previous week to start the next race week in the rear field. The last place position ties in the chat. Never around here going to have a learning experience. Well, at least you can't overdrive it. At least you're not going to expect too much because you don't know what to expect. So that might be a godsend. Good luck and Godspeed, type. Best of luck in the cons here. First of all, you'll get like a 15-lap sort of suss at what the track's like, and then a 50-lap battle for the main event. But we're going to get this one out of the way first. Mike Butler, Mike Davis, Chris Proder, Josh Roberts, Wayne Bridges and Kelly McKellen. They get that green flag. Wave it, Barney, wave it as we get racing. Mike Butler, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Chris Proder, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges. Josh Roberts in that run, he's definitely got that option that he can make a move in a lap or 2 on Mike here. At least lock in the 1, 2, 3 start will result. It would be a good thing on paper for the Triple Groove Racing team, which showed dominance, but at this moment running second, YOTA Outlaws. This is the YOTA Outlaws late model series, and when you are racing your name in the series, you do want to do well. So Mike Butler not wanting to give up this lead without a fight. One of these cars straight through to the feature. The rest will race the B main. Sure, the B main will determine the start in our feature race. Ooh. Mike got up into the wall there. Looks like Mike Davis and Chris Proder here battling it out pretty hard, but Mike got control of it third as we get our white flag lap. Josh staying down low, not something we normally see, but gave it a run and made a good effort of it. Mike Butler holding on, though, is our third and final heat race for the night done and dusted. Let's get to the official results. Wayne's World Racing Series host Wayne Bridges in sixth. Modigi Mafia's Kelly McKellen in fifth. Modigi Mafia teammate and Lunatic Racing driver Chris Perotto in fourth. Modigi Mafia picking up the 3, 4, and 5 positions there, actually. Michael Mad Dog Davis in third. Triple Groove Racing's Josh Roberts in second. But Yoda Outlaws Mike Butler will pick up the Heat 3 win and jump on straight through to our feature race. The 15-lap B-main here will start off with teammates Chris Standridge and Brett Vanderwood on that front row. Josh Roberts and Randy Dixon, second row. Mikey Mixture and Mike Davis, third row. Fourth row is going to be Brian Angel and Bryce Freeze. Chris Potter and Jonathan Foxworth will be on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Travis McDonald and Kelly McKellen. Seventh row is Ty Dalman and Dawson Potter. Wayne Bridges will have that eighth and final row to himself. Ty mentioned in the chat he's never run here. He's going to have a learning experience. Starting at the back of the Consi, and I feel like that's a good place to start because you don't have to really worry about trying to defend. You can just sort of run your speed, dodge wrecks if you're cautious enough, and just work your way up and worry about sort of what's going to go on the feature. But you do get a sneaky look at what the track's going to do and how it's going. And the feature boys have gone straight through. They won't have that advantage. So a little bit of an advantage running the Consi. An extra 15 laps in total. Oh, they're packed up tightly up the high line there. They keep it running. Jonathan Foxworth, Chris Andrews, Josh Roberts, Brett Vanderwood, Randy Dixon. The tight five, but Mikey Mixter, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Bryce Freeze, they're all back there with Chris Perotta. Travis McDonald. Trying to see what's going on there. Don't have a track cam. Oh, we're still on the static. Better cams, we can see the action a little bit clearer here as Chris Standridge takes the race leader up high. Josh Roberts back there in second, Brett Vanderwood third, but Randy Dixon will battle for that position. We're here. We were with the middle pack there, top 10, Chris Perotta, the 27 car. You saw that was so tightly packed. Really do wish we had the track map. Just a long line of cars in this Consi. Preview of what the feature's going to look like. Imagine 50 laps of this hard-ass battling. Counting the heats, this guy's going to race. We're going to race 15 more than the feature guys, but basically 65 sort of green flag, a full feature race length race combined. Oh, something's happening with Chris. He is plummeting back down that field. That's our first caution. B-main comes out. Let's have a look here. Chris up high in the race lead, the red 22 Yoda Outlaws. Behind him is Josh Roberts in triple. Oh, just got a bit high and set. Didn't set properly. Hits the wall with the rear, and unfortunately, with the way it juts, hits the other wall quite hard. That's your first yellow flag for the night. Single file lineup at the moment, lap 8 of 15. Once we get past the start finish line, should line up double wide. We'll wait and see. Looks like they might possibly be staying single file. Oh, no, here we go. But there we go. Randy and Josh on the front row. Brett Vanderwood, Mike Davis second. Kelly McKellen and Bryce Freeze on that third row. Fourth row is Jonathan Foxworth and Brian Angel. Fifth row, Mikey Mitchell, Chris Perotta, Dawson Potter and Travis McDonald. Sixth row, seventh row, Ty Dalman and Wayne Bridges. Chris Sanders still in that pit. Lap 10 of 15 underway. Dog stages of this B main race. Josh Roberts, rear of field start, but he is looking to secure the B main here for bragging rights at the slightest. Well, looks like we might have another yellow flag there. Looked like I couldn't quite see which number it was, but someone turned around there. That's going to give us a green white checker finish. We'll extend the B main out a lap or two to get there. So it was the 27 Chris Perotta. The 88, just a little bit of contact there. 27 was down low, the 88 was up high, but 27 said a little bit wider than he probably should have. Not to call blame on him, but just to avoid contact like that. And yeah, Travis unfortunately unable to avoid anything there. Alright, not sure. They seem to be lining up double wide, but I can't remember what they call it when the Delaware restart, I believe it is, when the oh no, there we go. They've figured out what they're doing wrong and got their lineups better as we get our extended B main race back underway. It's going to be 19 laps in total. This is lap 18 and 19. Once we get to the 19th lap, white flag will be the last lap. Hopefully no caution prior to that. There we go, white flag lap. We'll stay with the leader up the front here. Josh Roberts, Randy Dixon, Brett Vanderwood, our top three. Waves that checkered flag. The B-main race has come to an end. Josh Roberts did not manage to secure the 1-2-3 start with his Triple Groove Racing crew, but would have had a fourth place start with that B-main win had he not needed to go to the rear field due to his win last week. But good effort there, Josh. Let's get to the results of our B-main as they line up for our 50-lap feature race, our last race of the racing week. YOTAOUTLAWZ, Chris Sandridge in 15th. Modigi Mafia's Bryce Freeze in 14th. Travis McDonald 13th with Chris Perotta for Modigi Mafia and Lunatic Racing in 12th. Wayne Bridges 11th with Bottom Feeder Speed Coast Mikey Mixer in 10th. Dirty Boys Motorsport Tydale Man in 9th with Dawson Potter. KHR's very own in 8th. Brian Angel for YOTAOUTLAWZ in 7th with the B-Main Bandit. Jonathan Foxworth in 6th. Michael Mad Dog Davis for Modigi Mafia alongside his teammate Callum McKellen in 5th and 4th. YOTAOUTLAWZ Brent Vanderwood in 3rd. Swamp Pass Randall Dixon in 2nd, but Triple Groove Racing's Josh Roberts will get the B-Main victory. Let's get to the grid. That's all right. Let's get to the grid of this one. We know Josh Roberts obviously going to the rear of field, so Ken McLean and John Bennett, teammates on that front row. Second row is going to be Mike Butler and Brett Vanderwood. They are teammates. Randy Dixon and Mike Davis on that third row, with the fourth row being Kelly McKellen and Brian Angel. 5th row will be Jonathan Foxworth and Ty Dowman. 6th row Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges. Mikey Mixer and Travis McDonald on that 7th row. 8th row Chris Potter and Chris Standridge. 9th row will be Bryce Freeze and Josh Roberts. Oh, Mikey Mixer might not have taken the field. Teammates on that front row, teammates on second row. YOTAOUTLAWZ, Triple Groove Racing. Off we go. 50 laps of Lincoln Speedway. This is the YOTAOUTLAWZ Late Model Series, all for Knuckleheadz iRacing League. The last race of the racing week. John Bennett, Kent McLean, teammates battling it out for the race lead. John Bennett is going to have it on that highline. Teammates for the YOTAOUTLAWZ. Brett Vanderwood, Mike Butler's 3rd and 4th, battling it out. Mike Butler and Mike Davis and Randy Dixon almost getting into it there with Brian Angel back behind them. Kelly McKellen's on our screens. Dawson Potter. Oh, there is someone stuffed up into the wall. Was that Jonathan Foxworth? I think Ty Dellman might have been a part of it as well. Let's have a look at that yellow flag. Actually, I think it was Ty that we saw. Yeah, just up into the wall there. Could not get off of it. And then unfortunately 22, just a little bit of unavoidable contact as well. First caution for our feature race. Just double check something. Yeah, there we go, cool. Alright. Just get my cameras fixed back up. The 24 getting back out on the track as quickly as he can. He wants to line up at the rim before these guys get started. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth and Mikey Mixter have retired. Mikey not taking the feature race. Jonathan Foxworth retiring out of that first incident, it looks like. Let's get this one back underway. 50 lap main event, the pro late models here at Lincoln Speedway. Good start there. So Kent McLean got the better start this time around. He'll start the race in the lead. John Bennett falling back to 2nd. Mike Butler and Brett Vanderwood still battling at 3rd and 4th with Randy Dixon back there in 5th. Mike Davis, Dawson Potter, Brian Angel, Travis McDonald, Wayne Bridges, the 6 to 10, 11 to 16 is Wayne Bridges. Was Chris Standridge, but now Wayne Bridges, Josh Roberts, Ty Dowman, Chris Potter, Bryce Freeze, Kelly McKellen. A lot of, there we go, we see up the front there, that longest line of single file. So a lot of guys trying to get up to speed, look like they're fighting against their line here. Here's some of it. Trying to find other spaces to run if you do follow that leader. You're not going to get past the car in front of you. Try different lines, slider lines, quick See if it's quicker down, lower, up, high. Or the 8 getting into the wall there. That's Brett Vanderwood. He's spun out. The contact was unavoidable. They await the pace track. All right, as they await the pace track, give me 2 seconds, guys. We'll be back in just a moment. Alright, looks like we're about to get going again. Sorry about that quietness there. Kick off to the powder room. That Red Bull. Jesus. Alright, off we go. John Bennett, Ken McLean, Randy Dixon, Mike Butler, Brian Angel, Trust McDonald, Chris Potter, Josh Roberts, Kelly McKellen, Dawson Potter. All caution straight back out. Looks like Mad Dog Mike Davis not able to get the car up to speed quick enough. So let's have a look, see what happened. Oh no, crash up ahead of him, unable to avoid it. Sorry, Mike, didn't mean to blame you. Just saw the telemetry blaming you, but if I'd gone back a little bit, I would have seen the rest of it. This is going to be a single file restart this time around. A couple of quick cautions at the start here. Lap 13 of 50. This caution was maybe lap 11, so a few laps will roll back. What did I press? Something on my screen and just like something flashed. Alright, we're off and iRacing. It will be a single file restart here. Wait for the leaderboard to correct itself. John Bennett, I believe, is our race leader. Ken McLean, Randy Dixon. We'll let the caution out before the leader will catch back up again. Can't really tell. The leaderboard is just lit up with every driver crashing, apparently. Being recorded as crashing, so I guess I'll just reset this one and we'll try again. Trying to get the cars all lined back up and regrouped. Still just the 16 remaining. My Commissioner Jonathan and Foxbird have both retired. Still lined up, still just trying to get this one regrouped and reback under green flag at racing conditions. Leaderboard still seems quite messed up, so I'm not sure what is going on. I think that might be the reason for the delay, as Barney holds that green flag up and yellow's still out, so the boys just trying to, I guess, reset everything. Under racing conditions, I think we are. Leaderboard still not quite correct. John Bennett, Ken McLean, Randy Dixon, Mike Butler, Brian Angel, the 5, even though the leaderboard suggests otherwise. Somehow Dawson Potter, Ty Delman, Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Christian still scored a lap ahead. Another caution comes out. We can get this sorted out so we can get some good racing in. Like see Dawson and it was Bryce Freeze up the front there. There's John Bennett in the background. A couple of these guys. Yeah, I'm not sure what's the go. Oh, here we go. I think the leaderboard's starting to correct itself. Looks like they are starting to get everything lined up the right way. We might be able to get still a lot of racing to go. Over 30 laps remain in this 50-lap battle for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's YOTAOUTLAWZ Late Model Series. Got pro late models here at Lincoln Speedway. A few cautions just to start the night off, but the racing should resume shortly. Michael's just picturing me sitting in my race trailer. So look, we'll face computer troubles tonight. Good luck out there, guys. Unfortunately, tech issues are what have kept Mikey Mixter off the track. Forced to watch from the trailer. Best of luck next week, though, Mikey. Hope you get it all sorted and you're all good for next week. Couple of drivers there getting wave around. So it's Dawson, Potter, and Tydale Man, actually. Tydale Man. A lot of organised yellow flag racing here tonight. There's been a bit of a racing kerfuffle with the order. That took a little while to sort out, as well as some actual yellow flags. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our 5th for the evening. Still probably here to roll back, so probably still 30 laps to go, but looks like that leaderboard much better sorted out than it has been throughout the night. So I feel like we've got it going this next restart. Should be a good one. Says they're off and racing, but still see the yellow. Well, it seems like they're off and racing. No, pace car, they're just getting mine. They're getting grouped up. Unfortunately, 50 lap race. I say we'll have at least 25 laps when we get this one back under green flag racing, so still plenty of opportunity for lots of quality racing. This one being a bit of a yellow flag run for the boys so far. Pace truck left. Pace truck might have left the track. We might be good to go as we probably be coming into 1 and 2 here. That's 3 and 4. Here we go. We are green flag racing. It's rolled all the way back to lap 15. We've got a lot of racing still to go. 35 laps. That is some good news. Let's get straight to our racing camp to try and capture this single file restart. John Bennett, Kent McLean, Randy Dixon, Mike Butler, Brian Angel of the 5, Travis McDonald, Josh Roberts, Chris Pryor, Kelly McKellen, and Dawson Potter the 6 to 10. Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Ty Daman, Chris Damage, Bryce Fraser, Brett Vanderwood 11 to 16. Well, John Bennett falling down the field a little bit there. But I'm not sure. That's actually, no, that's just the leaderboard playing up again. All right, that might be this new update we downloaded, maybe having a bit of trouble with Lincoln Speedway. But, yeah, it's just registered that everyone crashed, that John Bennett fell all the way back down the field. But no, we are still green flag and racing, which is great to see. John Bennett, Kent McLean, Randy Dixon, Mike Butler, Brian Angel still that 5. And that 6 to 10 pack just behind them. All right, they are definitely hankering for some green flag laps. You can tell that everyone just taking that little bit extra care, caution, get this race up to race speed. We've raced about 5 laps almost, green flag conditions. Probably our longest run tonight so far, and hopefully it continues. 30 laps remain. That track though has slicked up quite a lot. Not a lot of room on entry for any bite or error. 1 and 2 at least. Not getting a good look at 3 and 4. Does look quite slick, but here's 1 and 2 as we come into it now with some of these boys. Oh, no yellow flag. Another one of those, yeah, telemetry doesn't know what it's doing type of thing. If I can stop it. Restart, I think. See if it resets it. To our restart cam. Sorry about that, boys and girls. We'll get that going. Looks like Chris Standridge has also retired, so YOTAOUTLAWZ losing a teammate. We wish him the best of luck with whatever's forced him out of the race, and just know we'll see him again next week. But haven't seen him all week, so if he's under the weather, that could explain some things. He might jump in the chat if we're lucky, guys and girls. See how we go as we get this one back under racing conditions. 23 of 50, still more than half the race to go. About 26 laps remain. 7 cautions so far. Some of those race control extended, so has been a few yellow flag runs here tonight. The boys trying to get back into that green flag run. We had a pretty decent streak prior to this restart. Feel like the guys can get it going again. John Bennett, our race leader, Randy Dixon right there, but Mike Butler and Brian Angel, the remaining outlaw, sorry, 2 of the 3 remaining YOTAOUTLAWZ drivers in the YOTAOUTLAWZ Late Model Series up there in that top 5 is what I was trying to say. I'll get it out. Oh, I haven't seen that shitty cam in a while. Josh Roberts was forced to start rear of field and has made his way just outside that top 5 at the moment. Points-wise, he would definitely look to gain a few more positions here. Teammates John Bennett and Kent McLean, they've 1 and 2 so far. Modi Murphy's Kelly McKellen is in 8th. See Travis McDonald just ahead of him, tied behind him. Randy Dixon up there in 4th. Mike Butler's got by him, pushed him back to 4th. Brian Angel back there in 5th, but Mike Butler's now going to challenge the Triple Group Racing guys for the podium spots. He's going to go after Kent McLean first. 20 laps remaining. Lap 31 about to start. Well, they were basically 3 wide as that yellow got called there for 1, 2, and 3. John Bennett, Ken McLean, Mike Butler were very much angled almost 3 wide. I'm not sure. Let's see. Bryce Freeze went to the wrong button, Bob. I meant to play. Well, thanks for the like and share, Lolly. Appreciate it. We're going to watch Bryce here at the 11. Got up into the wall. I think there might have been a Chris Perotta, Kelly McKellen contact shortly thereafter. As that was happening. Just a little bit of loss of momentum race incident. Right, off we go, lap 32 of 50. John Bennett's going to resume that race. Lead with Kent McLean, Mike Butler, Randy Dixon, and Josh Roberts. The top 5, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Chris Perotta, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, the 6 to 10, Brett Van Wood, Mike Davis, Ty Dillman, Kelly McKellen, the 11 to 14. Looks like Bryce Free still in the pits. Chris Standridge, John Cochran, and Mike Mixter have retired. Oh, yellow out. One of those ones it's going to be hard to tell who it was. Kelly's in the pits. He's on the list. Let's have a look from his point of view. Number 21 there. We'll come up. The 24 tried to slide up in front of the 21, unable to avoid that nose. Be another single file restart with about 15 or so laps remaining. John Bennett, Ken McLean, Mike Butler, Randy Dixon, Josh Roberts, Travis McDonald, Brian Angel, Chris Perotta, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Brett Van Wood, Mike Davis, Kelly McKellen. 13 cars remain in this battle. Bryce Freeze, Ty Dillman have both retired. Best of luck with everything else going on in the racing week, lads. And we'll see you again from Sunday night American, Monday morning Australian next week. As the remaining 13 cars battle it out, we get started. Jump straight to our race cams here. Oh, Kent McLean and John Bennett, teammates there. Kent working that throttle and brake very well to avoid contact, as it looked like he got off to speed a little bit quicker than his race lead teammate. Mike Butler down low, Randy up high. Mike's moving up a little bit there. Josh Roberts, he's moved his way from rear of the field and started this battle all the way up into the top 5. He's our points leader coming into tonight. Just looking into the opening round of the Supers at Lernerville last week. Racing have looked pretty strong all night though, practice and in qualifying. John and Ken picking up heats 1 and 2 victories. Josh Roberts taking out the B main. There's the cam I was looking for. I wonder why I wasn't changing cams. But, Josh Roberts trying to hold off that Travis McDonald run in the top 5 there. Not in 6, Josh fifth, of course. Josh does have Randy Dixon right there in front of him. Mike Butler down low in 3rd. And then, of course, teammates Kent McLean and John Bennett 2nd and 1st. Both John and Kent have had a run at that lead. John's, I feel like, had the most run. Oh, I've just jinxed him. He's up in the wall. Looks like he got off it quick enough, but he's dropped back to 2nd. Kent's going to move up into that race lead. Mike Butler's still there in 3rd. Right there behind John almost. But Randy, I think he's going to take some of that Mike Butler focus. That's 6, 7 laps to go. And there's a lot of 2-car battles. John and Kent, Mike and Randy, Josh and Travis. The top 2, the 3rd and 4th place, the 5th and 6th place, those 3 spots all up for grabs. Looks like Travis is going to make his way relative-wise into the race lead over Josh in 5th spot. Not race lead, top 5. But the battle lead, positional lead. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. And Kent McLean, he did show he could be a heartbreaker, did win it on the last lap off Ty. Ty did get up into the wall. Not sure John will give Kent the same option, but has stolen that heartbreaker claim away from John. Can he do it here tonight, or can the heartbreaker stay in at the race lead? Less than 5 laps to go. We're going to stay up the lead now. We're going to jump up there and watch it from there. It is still a 3-car battle. John Bennett, Kent McLean, Mike Butler. That is a lot of slick to deal with. The boys doing what they can to keep the speed up. I feel like Kent's quicker. Yeah, 16.524 to 15.690, I think it was, John Bennett, Kent McLean. But yeah, I just feel like Kent is quicker, but stuck behind John. Not enough speed to get by him, enough to keep up with him. Not enough to make a move. Mike Bennett right there. Mike Butler, sorry, there as well. Mike Bennett's a pro wrestler. Mike Butler in at 3rd, so you don't want to make a mistake and have him just sneak through either. 2 laps to go. This one is about to come to a fairly epic conclusion. Been almost a little over half an hour battle here. White flag, a lap. This is it. Can Mike Butler get something done on that low line? Is John going to be focusing on Kent too much? What is going to happen? No, get to the cams. Get to the cams. Mike Butler has gotten into the race lead, but Kent McLean is going to come down on the outside. Oh my God. What a finish. We're definitely going to go back. We're going to go back and watch that play out again. Because that was a run. That was a run. Mike Butler just not enough room to quite get that nose, the tail up past the nose. And it allowed Kent to sneak home and, heartbreak the heartbreaker. It happened. What a finish. That race had a bit of everything. Let's have a look at the official results, though, in this 18-car field. Mikey Mixter for bottom feeder, Speedco in 18th. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth 17th with YOTAOUTLAWZ, Chris Andrews in 16th. Modiggy Mafia's Bryce Freeze in 15th with Tie Man Dirty Boys Motorsports in 14th. Then we had Modiggy Mafia 13th and 12th with Kevin McKellen and Michael Mad Dog Davis. YOTAOUTLAWZ Brett Vandal just outside the top 10 in 11th there. Wayne Bridges got the 10th spot with Modiggy Mafia and Lunatic Racing's Chris Perotta in 9th. YOTAOUTLAWZ teammate Brian Angel in 8th with Travis McDonald 7th. Triple Groove Racing's Josh Roberts managed to get himself up into a 6th place from starting in 18th, so that was a great finish for him. Triple Groove Racing as well, KHR's very own Dorothy Potter managed to finish in the top 5 alongside Randy Dixon in 4th. Triple Groove Racing's John Bennett finished a 3rd after a hard-fought battle. Mike Butler in a 2nd for YOTAOUTLAWZ. And Kent McLean picking up the race victory for Triple Groove Racing and himself in a nail-biter. What was a nail-biter at the end? 50 laps. It all come down to that battle. What a run. Let's get Kent's deets on our screen here. And audio channel is open. And we'll go have a chat. Damn it. Wasn't able to catch John in the chat here today. I should have jumped in the admin booth just to scare him. Congratulations, Ken McLean, Triple Groove Racing. You guys had a pretty dominant night tonight in the pro late models here at Lincoln. The 3 of you were 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quickest, I believe, in practice. Almost had the potential to go 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, Josh was going to always start in the rear of field, but qualifying in those orders would have been amazing. But still, all tasted victory in terms of John secured heat 1. John secured heat 1. You heat 2, I believe. No, the other way around. You secured heat 1. He secured heat 2. Yeah. And then Josh Roberts picking up the B main. Victory as well. So everyone tasting that checkered flag. Unfortunately, only one of you could do it in the feature race. And you and John had some pretty good battles. John had, I think, the lead if we counted the lap count majority of the night, but you both did share a couple of those restarts earlier in the night. And before we sort of get into that, just talk us through, there was that extended restart where it looked like was there a mix-up with some wave around, or the leaderboard iRacing obviously can be a bit notorious with messing up spaces and places. It looked like a couple of guys got sort of scored a bit further in the leaderboard than they should have been. And there was a bit of an extended caution, I think, to try and fix it, I guess, to correct that, to get people back where they needed to be. But that one took a little while to get corrected. Was I right in assuming that was what the issue was in that situation?
Yeah, kept delaying it because iRacing, when we went green after one of the first couple cautions, it literally went haywire. It had me and John on 7th. Guys that were mid-pack were in 1st. It was all jumbled up. So it took us a few to get everybody back where they were and blacks cleared. But once we get pretty smooth sailing from there. But yeah, just want to iRacing's good hiccups that has.
No, definitely. I had a few hiccups on my side of the thing, which I think were coming from iRacing as well, in terms of it not really clearly sort of outlining who was involved in particular crashes and just sort of highlighting everyone red in the race and things like that. So it was a little bit difficult to track. But then we had a good 5 or 6 lap green flag run. I think I jinxed that a little bit. I thought I jinxed John when he got into the wall, but geez, he got off that quick and got it back up to speed very fast. So I was like, oh my, thank God. And then that second restart after that, which sort of carried us pretty much all the way home. It was amazing, but that run, well, I guess firstly that run from Josh Roberts, if you do talk to him, give him a big shout out if you are listening, Josh. Rear of field to 6th. Well, he was battling top 5 for the majority of that race. Big shout out to him. As I say, Triple Groove Racing, you guys were very dominant tonight. You boys up the front, you and John and Josh, just a masterclass in patience and working those cautions and working his way up through the field.
It's no easy feat coming. Oh yeah, so it's definitely no easy feat at this track, and pros coming from the tail end of the field to come to 6th. So definitely.
No. And that was
kudos
obviously,
to him.
Yeah, we had 18 cars. We did have all 18 cars throughout the heats, 6-car heats, but it wasn't until the feature that it was I say just 16 cars. But yeah, Lincoln really not kind with the available real estate, like we've just sort of come off of 2 tracks yesterday, Eldora and Dirt Track at Charlotte this week and stuff like that, where you really can race your own line, and it doesn't often conflict, or it can sometimes, but not always conflict with other people's choices. If they can't race their line, it's not like they're put out and stuck. But here, Lincoln, it really did look like that if you didn't set early enough, or if someone was just a little bit higher on that line, or a bit lower, and you weren't able to sort of turn in when you wanted to, it really did affect that momentum. Late models, I think, are notorious from going, they don't take long to wind that rubber band up, but can wash all that speed off in an instant. And I feel like that, especially we can see it on the track, on the screen now, how slick the track got. I imagine momentum was a big issue, keeping that momentum and making sure that you weren't fighting that slick too much in that last half of the race.
No, I tried to stay in the moisture up high to keep them up. I stayed glued to John pretty much all night. There was a couple, but when John got in the wall, I was right behind him, and I tried diving down. I think we barely clipped, but it didn't even give me any damage. But just trying to stay off him, not to run his night. And then, of course, once I dove down, I was in the slick, and he drove right back by me. So, and as soon as he did that, I back in him behind him again. If you could keep it on the very bottom or up top in the moisture, he was getting insane runs. He could pull me a little bit, but then coming out of 2, I could just suck right back up to him. Just put that right rear on that cushion, and it would just launch you out of 2. So that's few and far between. You'll see me around the high side. That was one of them.
Yeah, no, and look, you were quicker. We saw that a lot. Your lap times, I think, were hundredths of a second quicker, or if closer than thousandths, obviously. And it was one of those, I guess, tricky situations where you've got that speed to keep up to run up on him, but really not a lot of track option, not a lot of race option to sort of make a move. It was sort of the speed was coming from that line, and obviously when you're following the leader, it is difficult to get around. But yeah, you can sort of see that. Not necessarily frustration, but you could see the just you were definitely kind to him with the brakes and the throttle control, in terms of you were just slightly quicker up to speed in spots, as well as the lap counts. But then it was one of those things where, we've spoken about it a few times this week as well, and especially you and I have spoke about it, where the front 2 can often break away, because a lot of the time the 3rd, 4th, and 5th places, and for a lot of that race, it was Mike Butler, Brian Angel, Josh, Randy, and any other names that I might have forgotten, that were basically battling 3rd to say 6th, and every front car was defending behind to the car behind. They couldn't focus on the car in front of them, with the exception of, say, like obviously Mike Butler and Brian Angel. Mike's defending from Brian, Brian's defending from, say, Randy, but not so much battling Mike. But it was sort of, it was hard to advance because you were worried more about the guys behind you. But then Mike, right at the end of that race, just, I don't know, made that low line work, which, like you say, you were up high, which was quite fun to watch. And I sort of saw it happening, and I was sort of like, I don't know if there's going to be, like, the slick looked a little bit too wide to go a slider line and to really sort of control it. We'd seen a few throughout the night where people just couldn't clear the nose. They either got on the brakes, or there was just that little bit of accidental contact. Not enough to spin them out in most cases, but enough that people were like, crap, not enough room, readjust type of thing. But then Mike, he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought everything happened.
Well, your seat would have been the best seat
I think
in there.
What happened on that? You there, Bob?
Yeah, you go.
Oh, sorry. No, I think when we come out for the white flag, somebody asked for a cautions. I think, and I think I was trying to hit the button to say the white flag already come out. Well, I think that. Then it let Butler get up beside us, because my plan was kind of like the Eldora deal, was I was gonna run behind him and then just run down low in 4, which I knew he probably would have had me, but I was just going to try it.
Give it a shot and see if it plays out again. Yep.
And then coming out of 2, Butler was already there. Well, then John went, and then well, then I saw Butler come up, and it just pushed up into John. It's just one of the things. You don't set the car up right, running the low line, it'll just push like a bulldozer. So I think that's what kind of transpired there. But yeah, it was definitely a good race all in all. I mean, John should have been one in here talking. Somehow I lucked out.
No, it was a good race. It had everything. It had that, the first third was quite yellow. It obviously had that technical issue that you guys quickly overcame, and obviously 50 lapper sort of allowed you guys to sort of not get, not the race didn't get sort of washed away in that respect. You still had a very, very good 30 lap battle that was sort of broken into 2 parts, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Congratulations on picking up the victory. That's it. That's the racing week done. You guys have got. Do you still do the Wednesday night non-broadcast? I think it used to be like a late model. No, it wasn't late model. Sorry, super speedway type of thing.
Yeah, we do the asphalt. We'll randomize them since Tom's kind of in charge. Tom's at the Chili Bowl currently, so I think we're gonna obviously miss this week. But yeah, we usually run it on Wednesdays, just a fun race. We'll do random, NASCAR in the rain at a road course, or an Indy car at a road course in the rain. It's fun. So any of the guys that don't make it, it is a blast. We cut up and have a good time. So.
No, never boring. Never boring. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations on taking out tonight's race. Best of luck with everything you've got going on in the racing week until Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian, when we do it all over again. But before we let you go, and you've talked about your teammates a little bit, but friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to make those possible?
The wife and kids for letting me do this. And one of our good friends that's on the softball team that took Paisley to my daughter to softball tonight.
Oh, nice,
so,
nice.
I got home late, and so yeah, I got late, and she took her, and I was able to race tonight. But our team, Triple Groove Racing with John and Josh, you Bob for the broadcast, KP Plumbing Services, and YOTAOUTLAWZ for sponsoring the series for the appreciate it, and all the guys at KHR, and definitely all the admins for all the hard work they do week in, week out.
No, definitely, it is a village that runs all this. Everyone just as important as the next guy, and we've seen it. Obviously John not been around for a little bit due to life, and the other guys picked up the slack, and it's just such a fine oil machine. It just runs no matter who's behind the wheel. So it's good knowing that you can sort of, if you have to, it's never good when you have to, but if you have to do it in life and you can't race, then it's good knowing that it's in safe hands, regardless of which one you are sort of taking the reins. But no, awesome victory, man. The second time you get to heartbreak someone. Now this time you've heartbroken the heartbreaker. Teammate. So I imagine the next team meeting is going to be a fun one.
I imagine.
All right, man. You have a good night. Congratulations, and we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, mate. Bye. All right, that was Ken McLean for Triple Groove Racing, our victor here tonight. And as I say, that also wraps up our racing week. Thinking about doing some single-player gameplay streams on our Twitch channel. So if you are interested in checking out some other stuff outside of the BobbethTV usual broadcasts, racing steals, then follow the Twitch channel BobbethTV for that. Got some downloads on the go, and hopefully Might get something going later today, but we'll have to wait and see. But thank you so much for coming out. The chat's played up a little bit. I know there were some other guys that did chat, so I appreciate you all. I know Frizz was one of them. But Brian Angel Senior, Justin Mallison, Ty Man, Mikey Mixter, thank you so much. Dawson, Lolly, Kellen, Brian Angel, Ty for the likes and shares. Thank you so much to the people that lurk in the background and just watch to either see family members or come to support the channel. Appreciate and love you guys as well. All right, well, I'm Bob.